Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday and welcome to Embracing Infinity. And we are on the Sacred Spiral Network. How is everybody doing today? It does feel like the energies have lightened up a little bit from last week. So I hope you are all doing well and looking forward to a wonderful weekend ahead. I'm very excited to have my lovely guest, Karen Pery, coming on in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about animal communication and do some messages from our beloved pets in spirit. So it's going to be a very special and loving hour. As we know, when pets come from spirit and animals come from spirit, it's just pure unconditional love. So I'm very excited. I know spirit has come in to really put a beautiful, graceful, and loving container around our show and live here today. So thank you all for being here. Hi, Kim Princess. Good to see you, beautiful. Thank you for joining us. Really happy to see you too. I see Arnie's here as well. Happy Friday to you, Arnie. Thank you for coming, love. Good to see you. Miss Jennifer McCormick has joined us. How are you doing, beautiful? Good to see you, love. Thank you for coming on. Just saw you over on Lynn's live just a little while ago. So great job, Lynn, on your live today. She did a lot of crystal readings, which was super cool. Hi, Jeffrey. Good to see you. Blessings and greetings to you, my friend, as well. Thank you for joining us. And there's our Jess. Happy Friday to you, beautiful. Thank you for coming. Good to see you. Our Stacia Cherry's here too. Hello, beautiful. How are you doing? You got a lovely reading from Lynn today as well from the crystals. So that was super cool. Very happy for you. So very, very happy. Susan Kramer is here too. Great to see you, Susan. I know Susan is very connected with animals as well. And she shares her connection with horses, as does Karen Pery. So I know you two are going to have so much fun sharing the energy together as well. So happy that you're all here. Thank you again for joining us. A couple of quick announcements, my dear. Yes, she was. I know. That was so awesome. It was so exciting with the crystals. A couple of quick announcements. Tomorrow is Messages from the Enchanted Realms at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time and 10:30 in the UK. 5:30 Eastern. Shannon and I co-host that with Miss Fran Pierce. Miss Fran Pierce won't be joining us. She is recovering from some mobility issues, so we're giving her some time off, but we do have a special guest joining us, and that is also the Karen Pery, the magnificent medium and animal communicator, Karen Pery. So she is giving us double the love this weekend, and we're very grateful and honored to have her presence joining us both today and tomorrow. So it'll be very magical. We will be doing, all kinds of readings from the Enchanted Realms, the angels, the fairies, dragons, gnomes, whoever wants to come through, and of course our beloved animals as well. Loved ones come through as well. They're all welcome. It really is a very enchanting, uplifting hour. So you're pretty much guaranteed to feel better when you leave. So after we've had some pretty intense energies, they even made me cranky, and I'm a pretty sunshiny girl, So I was cranky too. So we'll be looking forward to the healing and upliftment as well. Thank you, Arnie. Thank you. Yeah, she really appreciates the prayers and healings as she's in her recovery process. So much appreciated. Thank you. We love our Fran. We call her the fairy queen, and she's very beloved in our community. So any healing and prayers you can send her way is greatly and dearly appreciated as well. One more announcements, my dear. Well, maybe a couple more. I'll try to make them quick. This Sunday, I have a free online event that you can sign up for, mediumjenniferrose.com. It's also at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, 5:30 Eastern, and 10:30 in the UK. It's called Spirit Talk Ask the Medium, and it's an hour of an opportunity to come and ask questions about spiritual topics. So it's not a reading hour, but you can come in like, I want to know, what does Jennifer think about this, or what does Jennifer think about that? And I go with my previous wisdom and experience with spirit, or I can ask spirit, on the flow there as well too, for what they would like to share about that topic. They're always pretty interesting hours that we share. People come in with super cool and fun questions. Sometimes we really get out there in the realms. Sometimes it's a little bit more grounded here. But so we'll see what comes. It's been a while since I've had one. So you're welcome to join. You just have to go to my website to sign up. It's a free event and super fun. So I'd love to see you as well. I also have another event, Messages from Heaven, coming up on October 10th. And that's where I have a small group of spaces available where everybody can receive a message from a loved one. And the early savings for that ends on Sunday, end of day Sunday Pacific time as well. So if you're thinking about reserving a spot, there's a couple spots left. You might want to do it now just to get benefit from that savings as well too. So I also have a lot of demonstrations the next 3 days too. I'll be sharing one with Lynn on Monday for East Grinstead. So I'd love to see you. Those are all posted on my Facebook pages. You can find them there. Or if you're subscribed to my newsletter over on my website, I also keep you up to speed with all the events coming up. So I know that was a lot. Thank you for listening. I'm very grateful. Please, everybody, if you could remember to tap the reaction button at some point on our video, whatever page that you're on. Give us a hashtag live, tag a friend who you think might want to see our show here today about animal communication and readings. Share if you're feeling inclined as well. Follow our pages over on Sacred Spiral and myself over on YouTube on the Sacred Spiral Network. A little thumbs up for the show, a little subscription, all of those things help. And we do appreciate all of your loving comments as well too. Oh, thank you, Jessie. I just came to my group healing meditation. I do them every 2 weeks and I alternate mornings and afternoons, mornings and evenings. I felt a lot better too. It was a very lovely session. They knew that we were a little overwhelmed for the energies, and they brought a beautiful message of keeping hope alive, not losing hope, even though we're seeing a lot of activity on the world stage that has us concerned, especially as sensitive empaths as well too. So it was definitely a lovely healing energy. They gave us a lot of heart healing. We all felt better afterwards. It was great. So thank you, Spirit. Even me, I felt better too. I was no longer cranky. Thank you, Susan. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we do get a lot of random questions. I know Spirit Talk is the same. So I'm happy to be hosting that as well too. Heidi Gohl has just joined us too. So hi, beautiful from Colorado. Good to see you. Hope you're frolicking with the fairies over in the forest there as we speak. And we'll hopefully get to see you tomorrow as well, bringing your fairy energy as well too. And let me see. I think we're all caught up. Oh, KB is here too. Hello, KB. How are you doing, love? Okay, I think I've got us all. We should be popping onto the online live Psychics reading page soon as their other live is done. And then our other friends will be joining us as well. So thank you all for being here once again. And I also want to say congratulations on surviving the eclipse. It's been really intense, but you're doing a great job at just kind of staying with the flow and staying grounded and being one with your emotions and letting things move through the cycles. And remember, after the storm always comes sunshine and rainbows too. So there is some beautiful creative and positive outcomes that are going to be showing themselves for all of us. So we just have to kind of stay strong, grounded. And as my new friend, Danny Santos, who we did the astrology show with on Monday, he was really just saying, clean up your space, do grounded things, stay calm. We're going to have a lot of fluctuations, but we absolutely can do this, maintain our graceful presence. So Susan, you felt the angels last time in meditation. That's after they pressed the factory reset button last week. Yeah, they have a little fun sometimes. They click that and it goes, what just happened? It almost feels like you went through a time warp or something like that, or you entered a portal or you moved into another dimension. I don't know what it was, but we were all feeling it. So it was pretty intense, but I think we survived. So yes, I'm happy they showed up to give some calm and relaxation to you. Hi, Sarah, who's joined us as well. Good to see you, beautiful. So, with that, everybody, I know you're excited to see Karen. She's a beautiful, lovely, dear friend of mine. We've known each other for probably about 5 years now, and I'm so happy she's back in action and joining us here today. So, let's please all give a warm welcome to Miss Karen Pery.
Thank you so much, Jen. It's so great to be back.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you, love.
Good to see you too, and good to see all these folks in the comments. It's exciting. I'm like, oh my gosh, talking about overwhelming energy. I've got, my notebook on my desk of the stuff I have to do after we're done. I've got the notebook of things that I might want to talk about. I've got a pile of stuff after return. I'm like, and then I got all this. I'm like, that's just how it is, isn't it?
That's just how it is. There's always stuff to do everywhere, and I feel your pain with that too. I really do. So, well, we're so happy to have you here too, and I feel like this is just what we needed because, like I was saying, when we're talking about our pets and animals and spirit, and when they're coming through, they really do just bring pure love, just pure unconditional love, and I think that's what we all need to feel here today. So it's a special gift that you're with us. So we're very grateful.
Well, thank
My
you. And
dear.
I'm seeing other folks here who are also connected with animals and birds. I did a reading last week with a bird. It was my first private reading with a bird. I've done bird readings in different demonstrations. And this was a 26-year-old macaw who had stopped speaking. And so her person was very concerned. And so after, communicating for a while, and I have to say, spiritual communication is not as straightforward sometimes as we want it to be. Some things come coded, and I'd done some pre-work coming into our session, and I got two messages, and I was like, okay, like I'm gonna take these in with me. As it turned out, the bird and her person lost their home in the fires in Malibu,
Oh,
and so a lot of what I believe, right now she doesn't really have a lot to say. I think just there's so much collective grief that we're all dealing with. And it had been the third connection in 3 days of someone that I'd talked to, worked with, who had been displaced from the fires. And, I think in the rest of the world, they think, oh, those fires are gone in California. No, we're still living with it every day. And our animals are too. And so you really, this sweet message from this bird, and as I was talking with the bird and her person for a while, also tragically the owner lost her dog. It was its time, but 3 days after she lost her home. And I think any of us who've lost a pet, that devastation and even the anticipation of knowing that it's coming, and then you know your whole world comes apart. And so then I had the bird and the dog telling me the same thing. And then I had to say to the person, I said, well, the dog and the bird are saying the same thing. Can we talk about you for a little bit? Which was not at all what I was expecting for our afternoon. But I think there was a lot of healing, a lot of opportunity for healing, and always has been, always will be. So I was just grateful to be the messenger, both for the dog in spirit and the bird in present, and hopefully, uplifting some of the circumstances, because it's,
yeah,
we see
it's
it every day.
hard. It's hard. I know it's only been a few months, like 6 months since the fire, not even maybe even just a
Yeah,
little bit around that too. And so yeah, there's still a lot of rebuilding and recovery to do. It's a lot
yeah,
slower than we might think it is too. So
yeah,
I'm happy that you
absolutely.
mentioned that so that we can keep putting love and healing in that direction. So because I was a
Yeah,
big that was a big fire. It was a big fire. A lot of animals affected, a lot of people affected too. And so
yeah,
thank you for bringing that back to our attention. And it's hard to lose like your home and your pet. Like, I mean, a lot of people have to deal with multiple losses. That's a lot. That's a lot of stress. So
yeah,
our hearts
yeah,
go out to people. So thank you for doing what you can do to help, uplift them and make their
yeah,
life a little bit easier, a little bit better, because it's needed. You're needed. So you're
yeah,
you're
yeah,
on you're on mission, my friend.
yeah,
So
yeah. It
um,
became pretty clear to me that, when I mean, I feel like I want to speak on behalf of all spiritual people, but I can speak really on behalf of myself. I've had a rough couple of years, as you know, Jennifer, and um, really didn't feel like, first off, I didn't really feel super magical anymore. I wasn't feeling really spiritually connected. And thank goodness for you and for Debbie and for Shannon, who are kept grounding me and like, no, you still got it. It's just you got other things going on right now. And for me, it was very difficult because having these connections and being able to give this gift of service has become a part of my identity. And it's part of my joy and part of my just how I am in the world, and I just didn't feel like I could do it. And fortunately, through a wonderful set of lots of people, when you realize that it's not just you dealing with something, you've got a whole village working with you in the same direction. We are really through the worst of what we're going through, which is great. And then got my little baby back up to college, and I was like, okay, I think I can work again. I think I could do this.
Yeah, you did it. You did it. I know that was a lot of transformation to go through, a lot of like earthly stuff to process. And so I'm so happy you're back. That makes me really happy. And I'm
Yeah,
happy that you were able to join us for the California Dreaming demonstration that we just did
thank
too.
you.
So it's like Karen's back in action. So that
And I
makes me
keep
so
hearing
happy.
that. I keep hearing Karen's back, and I'm like, okay, folks, I don't know what I'm back for. But in this time, I started writing again. I started writing my story about when I became a medium and all the things that kept happening that made me one day realize, like, oh, this isn't just something I can ignore. So it's great to be back.
Yeah, it's great to have you back too. And you're right. Spirit's not gonna like let us, kind of thing. Like this is one of the thing is like because it's a very soul directed occupation for us to do and part of our being too. And so I come through so many students and people like thinking it's time they need to give up or should I really be doing this? And it's really common to go through that, to go through the doubt phases, and it's usually that's when things are leveling up for you. And it's
Yep.
like, so everything just is happens kind of like for a reason there too. And it's like, no, they'll be back. And they always come back too.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, I've got, the people who kind of keep me in their back pocket, and then, I did a reading for someone's cats, and then all of a sudden I got a connection from her for some other cats who were going through some surgery and recovery and how to help that. And I was like, and it was again, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm back. The messages don't show up in my inbox if I'm not going to be working.
that's very true. That's very true. So I'm going to read just a little bit about you and then we'll keep chatting and then move to some messages. Does that sound like a
Okay,
plan? Okay,
sounds
beautiful
great.
angel. So let me just move this up a little bit easier for me to see. Miss Karen Pery is an animal communicator, evidential medium, author, and lifelong philanthropist. She serves to connect people with the animals they love, both present and in spirit. Her specialty is working with horses and their human partners to nurture more positive relationships. As a teacher and guide, Karen shares the wisdom of horses to help people understand their leadership impact as well as deepening their innate empathy and intuition. Karen feels blessed to be able to validate their unique intelligence animals possess and share their unconditional love. So that's beautiful. That is you. That's beautiful. It's perfect too.
That is me.
So
Thank
and
you.
I know you connect with a wide variety of animals, and you did share some recent stories, but your deepest
Mhm.
connection is with the horses, because that's been your passion, right?
It
And
has been absolutely. Yeah.
i-
Um,
is there any stories you'd like to share about that? Hi, Vivian.
Oh my gosh. It's like where do you begin with the horses? I think just to let everyone know in this group, I was not a horse person up until about 10 years ago, which when you hear the number of animals we have now, you think like, what happened? And what happened was we had a wonderful property that we shared with some horse people that we were partnered with. So what happened, what started with 2 horses became 6, became 12, and now we have 27 horses of our own. And when I say of our own, we are their guardians, they are ours. Like it's hard to say we own them because they really own us. Like let's be honest. um And we just sold our ranch earlier this year. And so now we've separated our herd into two different locations in Southern California, which we're very, very fortunate to have so much beautiful land nearby that we can have homes. So our retirees are out on probably 100 acres, just having their best horsey life, and they never need to work a day in their life. And then we've got our group that work. And so my husband, Rafe, he rides competitively, and he rides a discipline called endurance, which means next weekend he'll be riding 25 miles on Saturday, and then another 25 miles on Sunday. I personally can't imagine spending much more than 3 miles on a horse, but this is his thing. And so he's got this one horse, Ulysses, beautiful horse. He's actually on my website, in my testimonials. And when he first came to us, he was sold to us by someone who was such a beautiful intention in her pitch to sell this horse, which was, this horse needs to be a priority. And so when he came to us, he had, his demeanor was kind of stoic. So stoic in a horse might mean standoffish, or it might mean that they're not really connected to what you're asking them to do. They might just do what they think they have to do. And so over time helped him understand that he was here to have fun, and he was here to be a part of a partnership. And oh my gosh, Susan, you are so right. You can't have just one. I was saying to Shannon yesterday, if you don't have 6 horses, do you even have a horse?
Shannon's here too, by the way. She's here with us.
So anyway, Ulysses is the horse's name. So I helped him be able to express some of his feelings. And be in more of a partnership rather than just being told what to do. And I think anyone who's not part of this call who thinks of horses, they might think, oh, it's more like a tractor. You turn it on and you go. But anyone who's here with us understands that horses are sentient. They have feelings. They have full experiences. They have desires. Certain horses really love to compete. Certain horses don't need to do a thing in their life, and that is perfect for them. And so Rafe was asking me, he's like, well, how do I get Ulysses to take our training seriously? He said, I get him on these rides and he'll just go. But when we're doing training on the weekends, he doesn't care. And I was like, okay. So I went into his stall and I did what I do, and I like to just find out what's happening in their energetic field. And then I started laughing, and I said, he knows what the real deal is. Like, he knows the difference between training and an event. He knows the excitement. He knows the thing. He's like, why are you trying to fool him? And why are you asking him to do something that he clearly doesn't want to do? Because when you get to the event, he does exactly what you want him to do. Do what he wants to do, or make some agreements with him that maybe, okay, do this training ride and then we'll go play together or something, because he's trying to convince the horse that the training was just as important as the event. I was like, he knows better. Like, he absolutely knows better. And so since then, their training rides have been a little bit lighter, a little bit more joyful. My husband has a better understanding that the horse absolutely knows the difference. There's like, you can't convince him otherwise.
I know. I totally get that. I have beagles. They have little similar personalities. They do what they want to do, and so I always say I'm very well trained. As my boy stands at the door, and I want him to come in because he's been barking, and he's like, well, where's the food? So if I don't have something in my hand, he won't come in. And I'm like, I'm trained very well.
And then he'll get more specific, like, oh, that's not the good treat.
We haven't got there yet too, but oh my gosh. But then they're so fun and loving too, and lovable and cute and sweet. Yeah. So it's like you group it all together. I like a little rebel in a puppy though, so it's kind of
yeah. I think one of the other things been a big change for us in this past year is we had to say goodbye to our 2 senior dogs last year, and, our dog Ruby was somewhere between
Yeah.
14 and 16. She'd been with us. We looked at pictures. My daughter was 8 when we got her, and now, when she passed, she was 19. So, such a huge chunk of her childhood with this dog. And then our other dog, Zuma, um, he was 11. And you get so used to certain dogs and their personalities. And then when they were both gone, just the emptiness,
Yeah.
in the house. And I know a lot of people who've gone through a loss or even a recent loss will just acknowledge that, when you're looking for them in the same spot and they're not there. And again, we all know that they're there in spirit, but sometimes you just want like a little bit more proof, or, you want to feel it or sense it in
Yeah.
some way. But it's been such a delight to get to know these 2 new dogs that we have. And as I've said to my husband, the only good thing about losing a dog, truly the only good thing, is to be able to rescue 2 more.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
and
I know.
we're having a ball with these 2 youngsters, and after having seniors who just didn't do a lot, it's really fun to have the babies. Well, yeah, I think they're 3-ish, 3, 4, but they're super fun. We're getting to love their personalities and really just bring so much love to our life.
Right. Dobermans, right? You have Dobermans,
Yep.
right? Yeah, big
Yep, we have 2
dogs.
black ones now. Mhm.
That's a good a lot bigger than mine too. So, um, and I know I could feel you there as you were talking about Ruby and Zuma, and because pets are so much like our children and they're so unconditionally loving, it's a different relationships, and sometimes it can cause more grief than with our humans that have gone to spirit. And it's and it's no offense to our humans that we love dearly as well, but the pets, can leave an extra layer of grief that is hard to
Yeah,
put into words, because it's like losing a child, and I'm not
it
comparing
really is.
animals to children, but it is. It's like losing a child because
Well,
we take
yeah,
care of them, the way we take care of them, the way they take care of us, the unconditional love, the bond. It is.
yeah, it's
So
absolutely. And I was reading I had opened up some writing I'd done. I'm in this series I'm writing. I've been writing about my father-in-law who passed 10 years ago. And I also had a dog that passed 3 weeks after my father-in-law, which was such a shock. And I can read the things about losing my father-in-law and feel just a deep sense of grace and compassion and understanding. And I will tell you, like, I read the piece that I'd written about my dog and I thought, I can't share this. I can't share it. It's still too raw.
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Are you planning on publishing another book with your writing?
I am not planning to do anything with my writing right now other than letting the writing lead me and see where it goes.
I love that. Well, that's perfect.
Putting putting a book together is quite an undertaking, and I don't have that in me right now. But we'll see where the
Yeah.
writing goes.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll find its way to where it's supposed to be too. So
Mhm.
you got some Doberman fans here too,
Yep,
with
amazing.
Sarah and Stacia's dad and everything too. So
Yeah,
would this be a good transition to move to some messages for you?
absolutely. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
and I love
Okay.
and I appreciate Stacia and Sarah both sharing about the Dobermans because I've had 2 reds, and now 3 black. And when I talk about my dogs and you bring up your dog, I'm getting chills already. I'm like, yep, here they are. Like
Yep.
they let us see them in whatever form, whether it's
Yeah.
through being my dog or being your parents' dog.
Yeah.
They're absolutely around us. So um, Jennifer, as you know, I like to just kind of settle into it for a minute just to see who's coming up. I think it's a little easier on the live streams because I can just say who I have, and
Right.
we'll see. And when I do start to communicate with the animals, they do tend to all show up in a big group. So I have to distinguish who's there and who has an important message. Um, and as you all know, sometimes they will come through as sort of a group message. There'll be a
Mhm.
synchronicity of certain dogs with certain similarities. So please let us know if it sounds like your dog or perhaps your dog adjacent, and we can find out what those
Okay.
messages are.
Okay, beautiful. And while she's doing that, if you all could put in the comments that you're open to receiving as well, because then I kind of have your consent as well already, like, pre-done. So that would be helpful as well too. There are a couple of questions too, so perhaps we could get to like questions about feeding and things like that too.
Mhm.
But I will let you go with it, and I'll be here to help.
Okay. Okay. So, Jennifer, if it's okay, I'm just going to talk and kind of talk to you, and then you can
Perfect.
tell me what's happening in the
Yep.
comments.
Perfect.
So,
Love.
and I just want to let you all know too, I do work with animals both in present and in spirit. So, when I bring up an animal, it may not be an animal who's passed. So, if there's someone who's trying to communicate, I'm just going to share whatever that message is, and then we can figure out who that is and what it's about. But I do,
Okay.
as I was gathering my group, or as my group was gathering around me, or our group, I started to feel, and I'll just distinguish first. I do believe it's a horse. I am seeing a gray horse. It's beautiful stature, maybe an Arabian. I have many that look just like this. The gray Arabians tend to look pretty similar, but I am seeing, and as I'm describing it, could be this gray Arabian horse, or it could be a Great Dane, because they do have a similar look,
Mhm.
visually. So I am going to just pay attention to that, because that animal is just coming forward very strongly for me. Um, and
Okay.
let my energy burp come. Excuse
Yes,
me.
we're doing
Uh,
animal communication, Stephen. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing animal communication. Yeah, everybody's
um,
pretty much already said they're open to receive, so we've got all of
okay.
that out of the way. So thank you, everybody.
Yes, I
Grateful.
am. Yeah, feeling this horse coming in. It does feel like a male horse, or again, it could be a male Great Dane, another dog that has it's got to be a big one though, like big, with a lighter color and gray. Has anyone identified
Okay.
this
Okay.
beautiful being yet?
Okay.
Um,
So we're
okay.
looking for somebody that has a horse in spirit that looks Arabian, or a Great Dane, which is also a very
Yeah, I'm looking for
large size,
a big
very large
one.
size dog. Yeah. So let me see.
Yeah.
Susan's asking, is it a thoroughbred? Is that what you're
Let me
seeing?
see. Um, let me
I
ask.
know she has horses as well. So
Hmm. When I ask this horse, it is again a male horse that's coming through. I ask if it's a thoroughbred. The horse is not able to identify, but he is showing me a lot of running, a lot of fast running, and a lot of musculature. Would you understand
mhm.
that? Like very,
Okay.
very muscled.
Okay.
Like uh, they very, very developed. It feels like
Okay.
this horse may have had an injury. Again, horse or dog, I still think it's a horse. It feels like there may have been an injury on the back right, and not necessarily like a crippling injury, but an injury that would have taken attention, maybe a trailer injury, or uh, something where the leg got caught. I keep feeling, and I'm feeling like this horse had
Okay.
like gray thoroughbred, very likely. Um,
Okay. Gaston has a dad with a Great Dane and a gray Weimaraner in spirit. And Susan is
yeah,
asking if it's a gray thoroughbred. So I think
yeah.
she's just trying to
I'm
identify if it's with her or not.
I think this might be Susan's. Susan, can you identify what I was saying about um, a lot of musculature, and perhaps an injury on the back right?
She has a racing horse. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you identify with the injury, Susan, as well? And Danny says she missed the start, a horse that was a retired
Okay.
racehorse, and he injured his leg but was brown.
Okay. So we
Susan
may.
says hers is in spirit.
Okay.
Okay.
Or is
And
that the name?
I don't think that's the name.
Okay.
He died during racing. Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm not. I just keep getting this horse keeps drawing me back to this back leg injury. That
Susan, do you identify
What?
during with a leg injury at all during your horse's lifetime? Okay. She says died immediately during the race.
through the
What,
race.
what was there ever a leg injury in his lifetime? And hi, everybody who's joined us. I see we're
Yeah.
back on online live psychics readings on Veronica Jenkins. So thank you, Veronica, for letting us stream. So welcome to all of our new friends who have joined us. I also want to say hi to Michael Christopher, who's joined us as well. So good to see all of you here. Okay.
So
So,
I want to understand from Susan, because I do think this horse does feel connected to you. You seem to have a good amount of information.
okay. She says no
Um,
leg injury. He was called
okay,
turf trivia, no leg injury.
turf trivia,
So
but a great thoroughbred.
yeah, you might be with
So
Danny,
I might have the
but
two.
it was Brown. Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh, hi, Adam.
let me come back to I this horse is being very insistent and is kind of pushing everyone else out of the way. So, Susan, would you understand a personality that this horse would need to be very dominant, very the most important horse anywhere ever? If you were walking by, the horse would be talking and need to get your attention. Anything, I get chills as I say that. So, this horse would have been the star of the show. Um, Wherever he was, very proud, very just very esteemed. Um, that's what I understand from this horse.
So is that making sense for you, Susan? There's a little bit of delay, so when people type things in, it takes a few
Okay.
seconds for it to pop up. So we just gotta kind of
Okay.
wait patiently. Gaston's Great Dane had bad
Great Dane had
hips from a previous
some
injury as
previous
well.
injury. Yeah.
Okay.
Jennifer, I'm pretty flexible usually, and this horse is like, no, we're staying with me. Like, this is very,
Yeah,
thank you, Susan, very
there we
dominant
go.
horse.
Okay.
Okay. So, Susan, I'm going to give you some messages from this incredible horse that is demanding all of our attention. And isn't that a beautiful thing to have the same personality and spirit that you would have had when you were here chomping on a pile of hay? Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I'm like, no, he's like, no, me, I'm the most important one. Okay, so
Oh, God bless him. Oh my God.
yeah, so he's showing me. So I understand from the injury and from dying during the race. I mean, what a tragic situation that would have been. He's just showing me he went like that, like he was like in and out like that.
Yeah.
Like there was no connection with being hurt. Um, uh, and I get chills as I say that, and I get the sense that there's a bit of a sense of humor with him because he has like this there's a kind of a wisdom to him. Yeah, very assertive. I totally got that.
Me, it's
But
all
there,
about me.
yeah, but that he's like, well, when your time's up, your time's up. Like the race was not important. Like he lived his life as fully as he absolutely could. I do understand that there were some questions about how it was when he passed. Um, since it wasn't from a leg injury, it does feel like there was something obviously internal, but like it just like the clock wound down. Like that was it. Like he didn't have, that was extra. Like that was it. Like that was the end. But he's just showing me when he's able to sit back now that he understands that he's completely the center of all of our attention, that he felt very loved. And um, he says he knows he was a bit of a pill, but that wasn't his problem. And he gave everyone a bit of a run for their money, quite literally. But just he did what he did. He did it the way he did, and you found a way to love him for who he was. And there's another horse I've done the readings for, and who's basically energy of this other horse is like, oh, aren't you so lucky to know me? Yeah. So that's what I sense from this horse as well. That he was like, wow, all these people got to be in my circles. How great for them. Like, um, probably not as an affectionate. Yeah, that's the what I get the sense, Susan. Probably not the most like I need to nuzzle and cuddle, but more of a like, hey, look at me. Oh, glad you're here for me, and now we're here for me. And so he's had all this time now with all of us in spirit, taking space of all these animals, and he's like, isn't this great to have this about me again? So I'm going to send you all of his I want to say love, but that's not really quite the feeling, the word I have, but all of his beautiful energy and that confidence that he has. I don't know that I've ever in my readings worked with a more confident and self-assured animal. So I think that
Uh,
any of us who are maybe having some second guessing about something or doubting ourselves, that this beautiful, beautiful horse who's taking up so much time and space is here to tell us all, think a little bit more of yourselves like I did. Be a little bit more like me.
I love it. That's so funny where everybody's
Oh
laughing.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
she
Oh my
says
gosh.
the best way for him to go, and he was gelded too late with humor.
Yeah. Yeah, there I
Oh,
mean,
that's too funny.
what a great spirit though. What a great spirit. Like really, aren't we all so lucky to know him? So Susan, I'm going to
She, yeah,
leave us all with that because that clearly wasn't
she's.
just for you. That was for
I know that was
all of
so
us.
funny. I know we're all Stacy's like, who knew horses were vain? And Susan says he was absolutely adored and used to breathe over the blacksmith's head. He used
Oh my gosh.
to-
Oh wow. What an incredible animal. Like and as I was saying earlier, animals having so much wisdom, so much grace, so much compassion, but also so much spirit, just that
Yes,
spirit.
yes, yes. It's
And
beautiful.
a lot of the animals I tend to work with, we tend to think of them, as our babies, and I always think that with my dogs, but man, this horse has given us like, no, you were in my energy field, and now you are all in my energy field, and isn't that great for all of us?
It kind of
So,
reminds me a little of my dog too. Just like plops right on top of me, like, no space, total space invader. But then if you put your hand on him, like just, a loving hand, like, "Arr, don't touch me.
yeah,
But you're right on top of me. Don't touch me.
I know our Zoomer was
I,
like that too.
I, I
He
don't
would he would
understand you.
he would cuddle up next to you on the couch, and then you'd get a little bit closer, and then he would leave because it had to be on his terms. It just
Right,
had to be
exactly.
on his terms.
It's like right on top of me. I don't get to move. I don't get to do anything like that. And you're like, oh, hi, honey, a little pat, pat.
Yeah,
Arr, don't touch
it is his choice, not yours.
me. I love you too, honey.
Yep. Just
Oh my
glad to
gosh.
share the space
Uh,
with you.
uh,
All right.
okay.
So now that we
Susan
have
Kramer
this,
says, I need to use his resilience. Okay, beautiful. Okay.
I
And hi
think
to
we
everybody who's joined us. We'll go ahead and move on to the
yeah,
next.
I think we all need his resilience. My gosh, what a wonderful character. I'm going to be talking about him with everyone this weekend. Um, my gosh, he'll probably come back tomorrow for the afternoon reading. Like Enchanted Rose. Look at
Probably.
me.
The head lab had
Gosh,
a bandage on his different parts of his body. I used to say, where has he bit
where
you
is
now?
he? So I am. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Susan, thank you so much for bringing him to meet us. What a gem. I am feeling, so I've got a smaller animal coming in now. It does feel like a cat. It's a darker cat. It's very slinky. So I'm getting a sense of, so it feels like a long hair black cat. She does seem to have very bright eyes, maybe a bright yellow or bright green. But she's, yeah, maybe some kind of Persian. I don't know what breed yet, but she feels very. She's an ankle slinker. Like she's doing like infinity signs around my ankles as I'm trying to describe her. Um, I do get that this is a female cat. Um, And she also is telling me that she's bringing other cats with her. So I believe that her message, she wants to voice for some that maybe were a little on the quieter side. So in that she is a oh after our friend, she's not a diva. That's just very clear. She's very grounded. She's very welcoming. She would have been a cat who, um, if you had someone come in the house to visit, she would not have hidden. She would have gone out to say hello, um, and made them more comfortable. So she's got a very graciousness to her. And again, she's telling me I'm speaking for many others like me. So um, she's she's very like oh gosh, how would I describe this? Um, Her characteristics. She's just she's like a very poised old lady. And so that's who I have. Does anyone
I
understand
believe you're with
this cat?
Sarah. Sarah
Okay.
says black cat, but she's alive and she does that. Her name is
Okay.
Miracle. Yeah.
Okay. Can anyone else claim this cat?
Um,
Because as I said, Sarah, I do work with animals that are alive just as well as um,
mhm.
animals who are in spirit.
Okay. She says she is a trip.
She's a trip. Um, and would you understand her being a very welcoming cat that when people come in, she doesn't hide. She's very present. She's very, again, very poised, graceful lady.
Let me see here. Okay. Thanks, Sarah, for keeping up with us in the comment because there is a little delay. So,
Yeah.
yeah, as fast as you can type.
Okay.
Gaston also
It
says,
has
Sarah's saying, yes, that's her Miracle. And Gaston also had
that's her
one like that
miracle.
named Stevie Ray. And that was,
Okay.
he says, I think Gaston is male, I'm assuming, and had, meaning that would be in spirit. And then Sarah is saying,
Okay.
yes,
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 she
she
is.
is that
Okay.
way.
She's very welcoming. And so she's speaking for some other cats here as well. So I do want to connect you, but since she's here in the present, I do want to find out what her message is right now. Um, she's funny because she doesn't feel very she just feels very calm. She doesn't feel like she's not going to chase after a toy, or she doesn't need to really be kept busy. She seems very content. Um, she'll bite some men. Okay. Uh, not sure
Well,
what to
she's a
say about
cat.
that. But so our miracle, and what a wonderful name for an animal. Like, I think they
I
should all be
know.
named Miracle, truthfully. Like, they should
Yeah.
all be named Miracle and Spirit. Like, that's it.
I love
Just
that. I
all of
love
them,
that. And you
every
were
single
saying she
one.
makes little infinities around your leg
Yep.
too. So that's really
Yep.
sweet.
That's what it feels.
Yeah, that's
And
beautiful.
so she's making me aware of something happening in her environment. And it feels like there's something that maybe someone's doing construction, or maybe somebody's loud nearby. And she does not care for that. Would you understand that as well, Sarah?
So wait for her to respond. Michelle says
Yeah,
her cat just came in and jumped on the bed and looked at her phone. They
her
know.
phone.
That's so
They
cool.
know, they know.
That's
If
so
I opened
cool.
my door, I'd probably see at least one dog outside my door right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Okay.
is.
Sarah saying yes. She likes
Like,
playing with Q-tips by the dog water. That's pretty cute.
yeah. Oh my gosh. So not a cat toy. She's just choosing what she wants to play with. So
Yeah.
you'd understand that there'd be
She
some
says
noise or
yes.
something that she's finding to be a disruption. And she's asking you if you could please do something about that for her, because she finds it irritating. And if it's something that you're aware of what's happening, if you can let her know, and this is from me, not from her at this moment, but if you can let her know, what's happening, roughly how long you think it's going to take, understanding that it's like disrupting her vibe, um, but that that you hear her, and
Oh my
we all
God.
hear her. And if there's any other cats that may also be wanting to communicate the same message, it would not be surprising, because there's something, like, it feels like there's something high pitched that she just doesn't care for, and whether it's noise of people or noise of construction, she's like, I don't like that, and I want that to go away. Like, I want that to go away.
Okay.
And I don't know that it's something that you can actually choose for her, but it may be something that you need to negotiate with her to let her know that this is something else. Oh, Michelle, that's so interesting.
Okay. So she thinks
I'm
it's the other
familiar.
cat. So
So,
she does have
yeah,
toys. And then Willow is also
yeah,
playing with other
squishes.
cats that they can't see. Okay.
Yeah,
Sarah says she doesn't play with them, but so
yeah,
so maybe the other cats are irritating her.
yeah,
Hi, Courtney. Good to see you.
yeah. And so for Sarah, I'll leave you with this message from her. She is bothered. It is disrupting her vibe. She will get over it, but if you could just tell her just a little bit and just have some, and Michelle too, have some compassion and just listen, and listen as you do, but just to let her know, I understand this is bothering you, and we're going to have to learn to find a way to live with this, because we can't change it. And there's a wonderful animal communicator. She actually calls herself an intuitive interspecies communicator, which feels something super aspirational and cool. This woman does work with conservation, and she was saying, sometimes the animals will give us a message and we can't actually do what they want us to do, and so we just have to say, I understand and I hear you, and I'm doing my best, and I understand that this is not what you want, and we're just going to have to live with it for now.
Yeah.
So Sarah, I'm going to leave you with that. I do feel
Yeah.
like there are a couple other cats that may have been around. Jennifer, would you just share like what other people have cats that are bringing up so I can see?
Yes, I'll have to. Gascon had one like that named Stevie Ray. So I think
Mhm.
that's would be a male cat too that had a similar personality. I think that was um,
And Michelle,
the-
I think I'm seeing.
let me see. Oh, staring at me right now. Okay.
Okay.
So the one who ran up and looked in the phone.
Love that. That happens so much. I love when that happens.
And
They're like,
playing with
oh,
other
I
cats
forgot
that
about
I can't see at my house. So she thinks Willow is playing with spirit cats. So that's kind of
that.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm
Sarah
also
was saying, I'm
seeing,
sorry, Michelle was saying
oh,
that.
I
I'm
think,
getting confused. Yeah, Michelle was saying,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
sorry, I'm
seeing
getting
two.
confused with the.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. She
That
chases around what seems to be another cat. She is very vocal and seems that she's trying very hard to talk. Okay.
okay. Um, just letting this energy, excuse me. Michelle, as you're describing that the cat is playing with cats in spirit, I think there's also Sarah, you're saying that, Sarah, is that also the cat looking up at the ceiling? Um, oh, and Gascon, your Stevie is a girl too.
Oh, okay. She was a
So
girl. Apologies,
yeah,
Gaston. Apologies.
yeah. Okay, so let me just tune in on who I've got here. I'm feeling right now more connected with Gascon's cat. And Gascon, is that a cat who is in spirit or in the present? Um,
I think it was in spirit because Gaston said had. I had one like that named Stevie
okay,
Ray.
okay,
Okay. And we're doing, for anyone who's just tuning in, we're doing animal communication messages today. And we have another
yeah,
live tomorrow with Karen at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 in the UK,
yeah,
messages from the Enchanted Realms. Same
yeah.
pages. Okay.
Okay, so I do want to I'm gonna just stay
Um,
here with Gascon's cat because it did sound a lot like Miracle with the cat doing figure eights.
okay.
And if
Michelle
we don't
says as
get,
soon as you started saying you had a cat communicating, her cat came running in the room and jumped on
mhm.
the bed. That's what she's trying to say.
Okay. Okay. So, and
Okay.
Gascon's got one spirit. So,
Mm.
if it's okay, let's talk with Gascon if you can stay active here, and then Michelle, I want to talk to yours too, because it does sound like Michelle, because your cat understands that we're communicating with the cats in spirit. I do want to pay some attention that I get chills, as that's an important thing to pay attention to. So I'm just gonna have you hold on for a second, but since we did have Gascon's cat come in with Miracle. Um, So she's another sweet girl. And I will tell you from my own experience, we had a black cat that we inherited when my step grandmother passed away when I was a child. And this cat was very similar in look, but not in demeanor. She was a cat that was like, don't talk to me, don't touch me. I live in this plant. Like, if you can find me, good luck. I only eat the good food from the can. I don't eat the dry crap. Um, so this cat Gascon is not like that. She also seems very similar to Miracle in where she's very loving, very welcoming, very affectionate. Um, and as I'm speaking to her, I just get a strong sense around my heart that there's just a lot of feeling of loss around her still. That um, that she's sweet because she does feel like she had an extended life, and she's got the kind of energy, and I hope this message is for you as well as many, but that she wished she could have stayed longer. If this is a cat that lived to 17, she's saying, I wish I could have made it to 47 just to be with you. Like, she's just incredibly loving, and lots of chills as I say that. Just a beautiful spirit and a beautiful companion, and just an ease around being around her. The energy she would bring to the space was just very warm and soft and kind. And if that's something that you're finding right now that you're missing, just know that she's here with you in spirit. She's with all of us, giving us all that extra kindness that we all so need and deserve. When so many things are around us that we can't control, and we've got an animal that's just there to love us and love us and love us, and love the people who come into our world. What a gift they are. Truly, we can love them for all their different personalities, and that's the best thing. And I think that's one of those wonderful things I love about animals, and I sometimes wish that we could tell people more, is when you come from that place of just pure love and
Oh,
adoration and unconditional compassion, um, makes it better for everyone every day.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, Gascon,
Oh,
what a beautiful being she
sweet.
was.
She has a very
Yeah,
sweet spirit. Wrap herself around his legs while getting
yeah.
her food. Oh, that's very
Uh,
sweet.
like saying, I
Very
appreciate you
sweet.
so much. So many of our
Yeah.
animals are like, come on, get to it.
Yeah.
But that's pure love. So I'm going to give you that and the gift of her coming through, to share that message with all of us. So thank you. And then I
Mhm.
do want to come back to Michelle briefly. So, okay, so
Hi,
Michelle, you've got,
Nancy.
hi, Nancy. So, Michelle, you have a very active cat who's here to have this conversation with us. Is that what I understand?
Yes. She's like, me, me,
All right.
me.
I love these guys.
I
Nothing better than that horse though. Like that one's they're all perfect and wonderful. Okay.
know.
So
Oh my
let's
God.
understand Michelle's cat situation a little bit. So she's a spunky little thing, and she's telling me, of course I play with cats in spirit. Like, why wouldn't I? Like, why wouldn't you? And yeah, she's a sassy little thing. Um, really sweet thing. I keep calling her a thing, but really sweet little. I'm gonna call her a thing again. She's very sweet. She very much is engaging. She thinks it's super cool, because it's like they're playing a game that you can't see. Um, so she's okay. I just want to read this message. Just now, she's laying down in front of me, just looking at me. Okay, so we have all the cats here. Just having this moment of saying like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here." I'm so glad she's just laying with you. That's sweet. I love these animals. Uh, Jennifer, it's the first time you and I worked together, and you asked me to look for Jack, and it just opened up my whole world in such a special way. So, like, big hearts to your little guy,
Yeah.
because what a great gift that they are all for me. So, All right. So Michelle, your little one and your son's cat hanging out. She's so funny. She's like kind of like playing at me. She's like, "Hi, mom. Hi, mom. Hi, mom." Um, so I understand that she can be a little distracting sometimes with awesome, Susan. Thank you. Um, that she can be a little distracting, and there's like no ego about this for her. Like she doesn't really care that that you don't give her all the attention that she thinks she deserves, because she does have a pretty active play life. But she's just showing you that there is I- these are her words, not mine, more to life than whatever's on your phone. Um, and just reminding her, she's asking you to remember that, there's other ways to connect. But I mean, she's telling me, but it's very important. And I understand that. So like, she's not trying to just give attitude. Oh, and there's my dogs barking
Yeah.
um,
Confirmation.
outside. Yep.
Yeah. But this time she's not knocking her phone out of her hand because she's talking to you. So she's not
Yeah.
doing her normal thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's
Yeah.
understanding the focused
That's cool.
attention on
Hmm.
and around her. So she's a very active communicator. If you're not already having conversations with her, and that's not part of your kind of spiritual practice or way of being, I'd say start having conversations with her. And when you see her playing, get down at her level and ask who she's playing with. And you never know what's going to happen with that because I think they have more to say, and that she's showing you that that's going on in her world, I think is very exciting. She's obviously very curious and inquisitive, and very sweet. Um, Tries not to be too destructive. Um, right. Oh, his cat. That's his cat. So yeah, she loves it there. Like she loves it there, Michelle. She's happy as can be. Um, she's loving this attention right now, and I am getting just a nod that I need to say goodbye to cats for now. So anyone who's got a cat who's sort of in the waiting area, I am getting some energy to say like no more cats for now. So I'm just going to take a pause there, but I'm going to leave you with your beautiful kitty cat um, who's there and bring the joy. And I can only imagine the loss of a husband and to have his cat there, as that playful reminder that there's still more happening in life and that your life is still being lived. That's a beautiful thing. So thank you for sharing your kitty with us. Thank you for letting us meet Willow.
Thank you,
Jennifer,
Michelle.
how are we doing on time?
Do you want to do one more? Or are you getting tired? It's up to you, love. We're at
I can
about
do one more.
1:15.
Okay. I think I have dogs coming in and because they were telling me the cats were done. So
It's dog time. Okay.
yeah,
We want
they're
to
telling me
turn.
it's dog time. Yeah.
Canine connection time.
Um, so let me just see
Hey,
who I
Kate, we're
have.
doing animal communication today. Great to see you, love. And we'll be back on a live
Yeah.
tomorrow at 2:30 Pacific, 10:30 UK, love, for messages from the Enchanted Realms.
Yeah. And Michelle, I
Uh,
see that you're that Willow gives you the infinity around the feet too. So
oh,
my
there we are.
gosh, what incredible teachers, what absolutely
Yeah,
incredible teachers. My sweet Jax is crying outside my door, but that's okay. That's telling me all the dogs need a
I
little
know.
bit of extra
I know.
attention.
I can hear mine barking
Um,
out there too.
yeah. So I do feel like I have a small dog, and it does feel like this is a dog that may have been that's life may have ended as a puppy, um, and it feels like this puppy because I'm just getting like this just little handful of a dog. Um, and I'm not seeing. I get a sense that his time was not very long. And it feels like he was either brought into the home or rescued. I'm touching my Zuma necklace. Um, wow. I don't get my own animals in readings, so I'm like, oh, there's my guy. But I am getting an animal that, or a dog that feels like a puppy who just didn't have very long. Maybe within the first 2 years, it feels like there may have been a congenital issue. I keep being drawn to my heart. My Zuma, who I wear the necklace, he had a heart condition, and that's what ultimately, boy, he survived for a long time, but there's only so much you can do when your heart stops working. So, but I do have a sense of this young dog who may have had a congenital heart condition, that like yeah, I'm being very, very drawn, and I keep repeating, um, he just didn't have that much time. Um, would anyone understand a puppy or a dog that just didn't get a lot of time? I certainly have my own handful of those, and I don't think it's ever enough time, but this would be like really under 3 years that this dog would have had with its family.
Okay. So who's recognizing? So smaller puppy died, potentially congenital heart. I see Ellie saying me, but I don't know if that means she can take the dog or if
I
she's
think that was
or
back and
something
forth.
else.
Yeah, her
Okay,
readings.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. All right. We have a lot of hearts here. So puppy, early passing,
puppy, young
small,
dog.
potentially heart condition to go with
Yeah,
that
this
congenital.
feels like a dog that may have been like brown and white. Um, I can't quite see the breed yet. And my necklace is stuck, so I'm fidgeting with that. But I am just connecting with this little guy, this little guy. So I do get a
Hmm.
sense it would have been a male dog coming in. Um,
Okay, not for Ellie. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Anybody else here? Just get another few seconds.
So I'm gonna offer that this may be someone who is known by someone in this group. That if a conversation comes up, that you might have this recollection, maybe in a couple weeks, that you put the dots together and you say, "Oh, okay, I get chills as I say that."
Hmm.
That someone who may be, I mean, still pretty deep in the grief about this. Um, that you may be able to say, "Oh, I think that dog was trying to get in touch. I think kidney problems could be
Susan,
similar."
Susan had a
Yeah,
Jack Russell called Pip. Did
yeah,
he pass as a puppy, Susan?
yeah. And Pip was my husband's childhood dog too.
Oh,
Susan, I feel like we're having this big moment here today.
yeah.
Um, yeah, it's so I'm gonna leave this one because it does feel very tender, and it does feel like it perhaps is someone related to someone who's listening right now. That if someone has this like, oh, I feel like my puppy's trying to communicate with me or connect with me, that you can say, oh, I actually think I might have heard a message for him, because that happens sometimes. Because you're open already, and so I'm just gonna place this sweet little guy. Um, to the side. White, but he was about 2. Okay. White
Okay.
and black
Yeah,
and brown patches, Susan.
yeah, that feels
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So the kidney failure also. Um, and the puppy sibling also had died. Sophie, I'm reading your message right now. Heart condition, 12 and a half years. My gosh. It's amazing. And
Mm.
Georgina, you can also take. Yeah. Okay. Gosh, this thing is like troubling me.
So
Um,
Meg had the heart condition, but there was a sibling who died.
mhm.
Okay. Okay. Both in
uh,
spirit.
Both in
Okay.
spirit. Okay. And Georgina, was yours a dog that had been more recent, just made it, again, I am being, and I just want to also say, my dog with his heart condition also had kidney issues. So, Sophie, yes. Okay. Um, so, okay. Jennifer, I'm having a hard time tracking because I'm like, it's so
I
much
know.
information right now.
Yeah.
Um, Okay, so let me just sort
So,
through. Okay, so I'm gonna just spend a little time with this sweet, gentle puppy.
so Sophie says
Yeah,
yes. Meg
and
had a
kidney
kidney.
issues,
So that seems to be that's fitting.
and
Georgina, if you
Susan.
want to let us know
Yeah,
what you can take as well, like you can let us know what pieces
yeah.
so that
So that was
we can feel.
the other thing with my Zuma was it was
Yeah.
a heart and kidney, and that was
Yeah.
ultimately. So I'm like, okay, if I'm
Okay.
being drawn to Zuma, it's heart
Hmm.
and kidney. I can take both of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but just that, like, just not enough time, just a barely amount of time.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm getting chills as this. So I'm gonna just acknowledge both Georgina and Sophie here for this very sweet little guy. So the message that this dog is sharing with me is your love was all I needed, and it, my gosh, they break our hearts, don't they? Zimmer, um, that while the life was not long, under 2 years old, and both. Okay,
You said Zuma,
so
Zoomer. Yep.
Zoomer, yep, we're
Zuma,
getting them
Zoomer.
all, we're
Yeah.
getting them
The
all.
name is very similar when you were playing with
Yeah,
your necklace. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So with that, the dog is just it's such a sweet little thing. And I just keep coming back to that because I feel like this would have been a dog that 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 came to you as a puppy and that you had, so the time being short was also just that compressed sense of just not enough time. And the dog is um just such a bright light. And I'm like covered in chills as I'm talking about this. That and keep saying your love is all I needed. Like that 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 the time was short, but it was perfect. It was just like an espresso. Like you don't need a lot, you just need a little. And it was like for the dog, it was perfect. And I know that's a heartbreaking thing when we lose an animal so young. I've had that happen too. And that's the dog I was writing about earlier. And it's still devastating. It's been 10 years. Um, but just that little espresso cup of intensity and that tense love that changed you and showed you a different. I get so much happiness with this dog too, just so much joy and happiness. um, and when I'm talking about, but you left so soon, and the dog's like, no, 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 it was perfect, it was perfect, I got everything I needed. And so for anyone who can, I think both Sophie and Georgina, you can both take
Yeah.
that message.
Yeah.
The dog is so happy, just like that perfectly short life was the best life an animal could have ever had. And so I'll leave you both with that. And with that,
Yeah.
I
It feels
think
complete.
yeah, they feel like they're stepping back to give me a break and go see my own dogs.
It's lunchtime in California for the puppies too.
Oh my gosh, Jen, I forgot to feed them this morning. I mean, they're very well fed, but I was like, oh shoot, I told them right after this call they were going to get their food. It's sitting in a box on my table. I guess that means the wet food's coming out,
I know
everybody.
mine is I get frozen raw food, and so one was talking about how to lose weight. I feed my dogs
Mhm.
raw foods; it's frozen, and I have to thaw it. So if lunch is late, then I have to get them a treat or something to tide them over so it thaws out. Because they this is what they're used to as well. So
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for joining us, and I know some of you have put some things in the comments for loved ones that you're missing dearly. So I want to make sure I hug you and lots of love and spirit around you too. So please know your loved ones are always with you and they're in a beautiful place over in heaven. And will find their way to give you their signs and symbols that they're around you too. So my beautiful friends here, before I'm going to ask you if you have any final words for us, but just real quick, everybody, tomorrow we have another live 2:30 Pacific, 10:30 in the UK, messages from the enchanted realms with my co-host Shannon Rattay, and Karen is our guest once again tomorrow. So you get double Karen, which is super awesome. And then on Saturday is my spiritual Q&A, same time, 2:30 Pacific, 10:30 UK. It's a free online event, and you can go to my website mediumjenniferrose.com to sign up for that. chat too. So I'd love to see you. They're pretty fun as well too. So lots of fun things coming up. You can also subscribe to my newsletter over on my website too to be stay up to date on all of my events that I have coming up. So there's a lot of fun things in the queue as well. So look forward to seeing you for that. And then Miss Karen, if there's any final words or messages you'd like to leave with all of us here today.
My most important message is to know that the animals that you love now, the animals that you loved in the past, they are always with you. Their love is unconditional. Their love was always unconditional. However long or short a time they had, the love you gave them was everything to them. And if you have an opportunity to love another animal in your life, there's always so many that need to be rescued. If there's a place to volunteer, there's so many animals in need. And if it's a place that you can open your heart to love another, they're always ready and willing to be loved.
That's
Thank you
beautiful.
all
Thank you,
so
Karen.
much for being here.
Thank you,
Thank you for the
Karen.
opportunity, Jennifer, and thank you all for bringing your animals in spirit. It has been just the warmest, fuzziest, most exciting reading, and I'm just really
Yeah.
grateful for this.
Yeah, thank you, Karen, for sharing your time and expertise and talents and love with all of us too. We're very grateful, and it is just what we needed. We needed softness and tenderness right now, and so it worked out so perfectly. So we're very grateful. Thank you, Karen, too. So,
Thank you.
and thank you everybody who's joined us here today and been on this live with us. I love you all so much. I know you know that too, so I'm so appreciative too. Big thank you to our producer and the owner and creator of the Sacred Spiral Network, Kelly Brickle, for always taking good care of us, doing all the work in the background. It's a big job, and she's doing so well at it too. So, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. Would love to see you all tomorrow and Sunday. And I wishing you a very happy and blessed weekend. And we will see you also next week on Embracing Infinity. So please have love well, love you well, and walk each step with grace. These steps will definitely take you far. So lots of love to everybody. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Thank you.